Hello, this is a walkthrough and tutorial for the patch Let It Breathe from the Moog Subharmonicon Mother-32 Exploration Patch book. Most of the Moog factory patches are pretty solid and interesting patches, but occasionally after getting the patch together, I've found they don't always sound that great. And as you can hear, that's what happened with this one. Sometimes it's because I've made a mistake putting it together, didn't get the knob positions correct, or patched something wrong, or sometimes there's other reasons. Anyway, it's important to remember that recalling a patch on a modular synth is nowhere near as precise as a synth with savable presets. So it's important to understand what's happening in the patch so you know what to expect and how to fix it if there's any issues. And of course, have an idea of how to play and perform the patch. But before we get started with the walkthrough, here's a quick demo of the patch after playing it for an hour or so. Okay, let's look at the knob positions and internal routing. On the Subharmonicon, we've got rhythm generator 1 and 2 modulating sequence 1 and 2 respectively. Note that the envelope generator is activated, so sequences are triggering the filter and VCA, but oscillators are not internally routed to a particular sequence. VCO1 is a pulse wave, VCO2 is a saw wave. Quantization range is ±5, and 8 equal tempered steps is for the pitch quantization. The cutoff is around 10 o'clock on the filter with no resonance. Filter envelope generator is inverted and in the negative range. There are different attack times on the VCF and VCA. VCF with a little bit slower attack time. On the Mother, we've got a pulse wave as our voice. The pulse width is being modulated by the envelope generator. The mix knob is set to 50% external and internal voices. I'll talk a little bit about that later. The LFO, not the envelope generator, is modulating the filter in this patch, and the VCF mod amount is around 2 o'clock. Okay, let's get patching. The Mother is clocking the Subharmonicon, so patch the gate out of the Mother into clock in on the Subharmonicon. So let's test that out. We're going to activate the sequence on the Subharmonicon and push play. Yep, all the sequencers are moving together, so that's good. Wait, was sequence 2 moving? Yeah, okay. As mentioned, the Subharmonicon's oscillators are not receiving pitch information from the sequencers, so patch the KB-CV out of the Mother into VCO1 CV in on the Subharmonicon. The Subharmonicon's pitch CV inputs are normal, so you only need to patch into VCO1 to affect both oscillators. Both of the Subharmonicon's oscillators are routed to the utility mixer on the Mother, patch mix out to external in on the Mother, so the Mother's voice is split between the Mother's VCO as well as the two Subharmonicon's oscillators. Patching the envelope out of the Mother into the cutoff of the Subharmonicon's filter, so the Mother's envelope will modulate Subharmonicon's filter. Okay, time for modulation. So we're going to patch the assign out of the Mother into the molt in on the Mother. And there we go. And we'll go into global settings here. So we hit shift, reset, set end and step 8. And we're on page 1, value 8. There we go. Exit. All right, so we've got the random CV going into the molt, and out of the molt, we're going to go into Rhythm Generator 2 on the Subharmonicon, which we've already got set up to control Subharmonicon Sequence 2. And we're going to take another patch out of the molt and use it to modulate the pulse width of VCO 1 of the Subharmonicon. And finally, we're going to take the Subharmonicon Sequence 1 CV out and patch that into the Mother-32's cutoff. And we're going to take sequence CV2 out of the Subharmonicon and patch that into the Mother's LFO rate. Okay, that's it. All right, so there's a lot of cross modulation in this patch. I'm really curious to hear what it sounds like, so let's hit play. Yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming. We're going to have to take a closer look at this one. I'm going to double check the patch sheet, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I did actually catch 2 mistakes. I forgot to patch the triangle LFO out of the Mother into Subharmonicon's Rhythm Generator 1 input, and I had the Oscillator 2 button here activated. But as you can hear, it didn't really make that much of a difference. We'll have to take a closer look. Let's try a quick fix first, though, and add some reverb. Just using a IntelliGel Spring Ray reverb. Yeah, nice reverb, but it's not really helping too much. Let's turn that off and try some delay. No, that's not really adding anything. Go back to dry, and one more quick fix try. We'll try speeding it up. No. Okay. No quick fixes this time. Let's have a closer listen to what's going on. Okay, so I'm just going to turn off the, or mute the Subharmonicon. Yeah, and let's just turn mix knob all the way over so we can just hear the Mother. It's a lot of filter modulation. You can follow the steps here. The sequence 1 is modulating the filter, and sequence 2 is modulating the LFO rate, which is also modulating the filter. So let's just unplug the filter modulation first. Turn off the LFO modulation. Okay, so we can hear that it's a fairly low sequence, so maybe the cutoff's just too low, or maybe the sequence is too low. So I'm going to plug it back in and just go up the octave and see if that changes anything. Yeah, we're still getting a lot of the Mother's voices cut out, even when it's high. Yeah, that's no good. So I think there's just way too much filter modulation going on now, so we're just going to have to take a closer look at that. Okay, I'll just mute the Mother again, unplug the filter modulation, keep the mix knob only just on the Mother for now. And let's start with the LFO modulation. Okay, so just bringing it down from where it was in the patch makes a pretty big difference. Let's plug this one back into the... So let's follow along the sequence here, and you can see that, yeah, when it gets to a step with a low value, it cuts the sound almost out completely. Yeah, there we go. So we could use an inline mixer like this to attenuate the CV, but in this case, there's no pitch CV being sent by the sequence, so we can just use these buttons to attenuate the CV instead. That's already better. Let's try 1. Great, that's Yeah, that's much better. We're not cutting out anymore. So let's stick with that for now. Now I'm going to plug the LFO modulation back in. Yeah, and if we keep the VCF mod, see if it's up there. Yeah, we're cutting out again. Let's keep it here. Yeah, that sounds much better already. You know, sometimes you want the filter to really cut, but this patch, it was just a little too much. So I like this better already. Okay, let's put the mix knob back up there, and we can hear the Subharmonicon. Okay, it's better than what we started with. It's starting to come together. Oh, I like that. It's a bit bright, but you can really hear the modulation that way. Let's try it darker though. There we go. Okay, let's stop this for a second. And before I blame the designer of the patch for the issues, maybe we should try a different sequence. I'm not crazy about that one, so I'm just going to initialize this sequence and just start with something simple like this. Okay, well, that's already way better. So I guess the sequence that I programmed was the issue, or part of it at least. Yeah, some reverb, it really sounds nice. Might as well add a little tape delay too. Cool. Could jam on that for a bit. Okay, I'm not crazy about how bright the Subharmonicon is though. Play with the envelope a bit, maybe bring the cutoff down a bit. But the filter is being modulated by the Mother's envelope. So I am going to use my little inline attenuator after all. Oh, that sounds good too. Let's bring in some modulation now. A bit more. Cool, I like that. Okay, let's turn off the effects so we hear what we're dealing with. And just adjust the filter and envelope a bit more. Nice. Okay, so that's a usable patch now, but let's see if we can go a little bit further. So what should we do? We should take a look at the Subharmonicon. Let's turn off the Mother and let's turn back up the Subharmonicon. Okay, I'm going to unplug the clock so I can use the trigger function. Turn up the cutoff. Oh, that's a bit loud. I'll bring that down a bit. Okay, let's just mute oscillator 2. Yeah, it sounds like we're in octaves there. Let's get a reference pitch. Okay, there's a C. Okay, so it sounds like a fourth. So Subharmonicon is playing an F in octaves. All right, let's turn this off and listen to oscillator 2. It's up a tone, so a G. And this one's in unison, so let's get some harmony. Move this to, sounds like a D. D, F, G, and a C. D minor 11 triad. Sounds good. Let's go with that. Okay, gotta plug my clock back in and my filter modulation. And let's turn the Mother back up and hear what we have now. More reverb again. Okay, let's Let's experiment again with the pitch of sub-oscillator 2. Cool. Nice. Yeah, it sounds like there's a bunch of usable harmonies. Let's see what happens if we use the sequencer. That sounds cool. Especially the one that's slightly detuned. Yeah, I like this a lot. Let's try sequence 1, or sub 1. More major harmony. Yeah, with the Mother just doing a one-note sequence and doing a drone, it makes this patch a lot more versatile. Let's do a little tweaking here and there. Try a little bit more LFO modulation. Oh. I think I liked it better before. Maybe a little darker on the Mother. Okay, let's see if we can get some more harmony variation. We'll try sub-oscillator 2 with sequencer 1. It's not doing much. Let's try it. That's cool. Let's put this one back in. Yeah, with the Mother on the drone, we can do pretty much anything. Now the envelope, remember, it's controlling both Mother and Subharmonicon. So put the Mother in VCA mode. No. Okay, but I think we've accomplished what we set out to do. We've got a usable patch now and sort of have an idea of what they're after. So it's just time to experiment and see what else we can come up with. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching.